Welcome to my channel Class Winner by Shri Shyam Books, All India number 1 skill books publisher. Hey, have you ever really stopped to think about what you're buying when you book a trip? You've probably done it a bunch of times, right? Well, there's a name for it. The tourism product. And trust me, it's way more than just a plane ticket or a hotel room. So let's dive in and break it down. To really get a handle on this, let's start with a place so famous you'd recognize it in a heartbeat. We are gonna use it as our main example to kind of peel back the layers of what a tourism product really is. And there it is, the incredible Taj Mahal in India. We all see it. We know it. Maybe it's even on your bucket list. But you know what? This amazing building, it's only the beginning of the story. So just imagine for a second. If you were standing right there, what would you actually be experiencing? Is it just, the marble and the history? Or is it something a whole lot bigger? Answering that question, well, that's the key to everything we are talking about today. Alright, so let's deconstruct that whole experience. To do that, we first have to get the difference between a tourism resource and a tourism product. I know they sound pretty similar, but they are worlds apart. So, a tourism resource is basically the raw ingredient. It's the Taj Mahal itself. It's a gorgeous beach, a massive mountain, or even the unique culture of a place. It's the fundamental thing that's already there at the destination. It's the whole reason people want to go in the first place. And this is where the magic happens, where that raw resource gets turned into something more. See, the Taj Mahal doesn't just float in space. To experience it, you need parking, you need ticket counters, security. You might want to grab a coffee, use a washroom, maybe hire a guide, or buy a little souvenir. All of these things are layered right on top of that original resource. And that entire package, the resource plus all those services, facilities, and activities, that is the tourism product. It's the whole shebang that a tourist actually buys and experiences. It's not just the place, but the entire journey and everything that's wrapped around it. But here's the really interesting part. A tourism product isn't like a phone you can just buy in a store. Nope. It has this unique DNA, a set of characteristics that makes it completely different from pretty much anything else you can buy. There are 4 big things that make it so special. First off, it's intangible. You can't stuff the feeling of seeing the Taj Mahal at sunrise into your suitcase, right? You only take home the memories. Second, it's perishable. An empty hotel room for a night, or an unsold seat on a plane, that money is gone forever. You can't save it for later. Third, it's inseparable. You actually have to go to the destination to experience it. And finally, you get no ownership. You can buy a ticket, but you can't ever own the Taj Mahal. This quote just nails it. The real value isn't in owning a thing. It's in the personal experience you have. That's what you truly get to keep. Okay, now that we've got the main idea down, let's do a quick flyby of the huge variety of tourism products out there. Because man, they come in all shapes and sizes. First up, you've got your natural tourism products. This is all the stuff created by nature itself. We are talking about breathtaking waterfalls, beautiful beaches, giant mountains, and amazing wildlife. The main attraction here is just the raw natural world. Next, we have man-made tourism products. And yeah, this is exactly what it sounds like. All the things that people have built. This can be anything from ancient forts and temples to modern museums, theme parks, or iconic buildings like the Victoria Memorial. Then you've got something called symbiotic products. This is basically a team up where nature and people work together. A perfect example is a wildlife sanctuary. The forest and the animals are the natural part, but it's the man-made stuff, the jeeps, the guides, the trails, that turns it into a complete tourism product for you to enjoy. And finally, there are event-based products. These aren't places you can visit anytime. They're all about a specific event. Think of huge cultural festivals like Holi, major sporting events like the Olympics, or really unique local gatherings like the Pushkar Camel Festival. People travel from all over just to be there for that one moment in time. So, why does all this matter? Well, understanding the difference between a resource and a product is super important because it totally changes how we should think about our own role as travelers. It's not just about having an experience. It's also about protecting it. It's actually pretty simple. These experiences are incredibly valuable assets. They don't just create memories for us. They support entire communities with revenue and jobs. There are cultural inheritance that we have a real duty to protect for the generations that come after us. And this is where we all come in. Seriously, protecting these products is a responsibility that every single one of us shares. And the steps are so simple, but they make a huge difference. Don't scratch monuments. Always find a dustbin. Say no to plastic bags. Respect the local culture and just be mindful. These small things, when we all do them, make sure these amazing places are around for a long, long time. So, I'll leave you with this question. The next time you travel, remember you're not just a visitor. You're part of this complex and often fragile experience. Now that you know what goes into making it all happen, how are you going to help protect it for everyone who comes after you?
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe.